So you can tell us about your project, about your solution, how you help people. Any thoughts?
So for our project, we are focusing on the decentralized AI using the orchestration protocol on edge. The edge means edge device here. We refer to devices that people use every day, such as laptop, mobile, PlayStations, or even wearables. And the orchestration protocol here means you can refer it as Kubernetes on the AI. Kubernetes means you can coordinate these tasks to different device or something to finish on AI task. This is what we are focusing. When we talk about decentralized AI, I think on this market, very few people are trying to make this as hot narrative, but very few people are trying to define what is decentralized AI. So from my perspective, in centralized AI, there are stakeholders like data providers, community computing power, trainer task, application, and users. And in centralized AI, all these entities are coming from the same entity, such as Google or OpenAI or Apple. But in decentralized AI, all these parties are coming from different entities. Data provider may come from the community, and the computing power may come from the miners. Trainer task can be from an independent researcher. Applications can be Web3 developers building the apps. None of them have trust with each other. There is no trust. I cannot trust someone from the other end of the world that use a GPU serving my model and claim it is 4090 and pay the token as it is 4090. I need some way to build this trustless protocol. So this is what we are focusing. We build a trustless protocol to orchestrate people to coordinate on AI tasks and make this as a trustless environment. So our solution is serverless and permissionless. By permissionless, we mean there is no application form, there is no whitelist, there is no even trusted validator. You can just start your node by yourself. And we don't rely on what you report to us to verify if you're 4090 or H100. We are relying on our result to verify that. By serverless here, we mean in our project, beyond our Discord bot and website, we don't have server.
You work with different users. Somebody can mine your token and provide the power of GPU. He can use, for example, his laptop, or other people can use just app, because you are building like infrastructure, for people who would like to creating the apps on IE. Okay, continue.
Yes. So for users, there are supply side and there are demand side. On demand side, you should see not much difference compared to AWS API or any other AI Web2 company API. We have SDK and API that you can use directly. You just specify which model you are going to use and what are the parameters or what are the prompts so that you can call our model directly. This is how to use this. Currently, we support inference and fine-tuning and also AI workflow, because from our experience, very few clients just need a simple call to the model. This is why we provide AI workflow to help clients to do this sophisticated and customized solution for them. For example, recently we support XAR, which is AR Web3 game for their use cases. And this is an example that why a simple code does not fit into our clients' needs. Yeah, that's it.
How many folks do you have in your team?
So we have 4 to 5 people, because one person is part-time. I'm a founder. I was working in Google for over 10 years. I was starting in Google Plus, building on social NLP. That was the application was used in World Cup. We built a newsroom for World Cup and predict what are the support level of different teams from our social media. That page was viewed by 6 billion people in the world. So basically everyone in this world has viewed my work on that. After that, I was working on Android. For Android, I was building the Bluetooth encryption layer and the Bluetooth low energy. Also, we use ultrasound to detect the device around. The work was used in Google's Android setup, Android nearby, and Chrome, and FastPair for earplug. So if you have an Android device, you're running my code for 10 years now. I was also the first engineer who brings AI models to Android. By the time there was no TensorFlow, we trained our model from scratch for smart reply on Android Wear. And after that, when TensorFlow comes up, we are the first engineer that building this into TensorFlow. I'm responsible for the TensorFlow edge inference. Later, I moved to the role for research, working on Google AI and focus on the model compression, model distillation, neural architecture search, all these things related to how to make models smaller and faster and running on device. So almost all edge AI effort in Google is either initiated by me or have some connection with me. In 2020, and there are two things come up. One is COVID, one is LLM. And I can still remember that our VP wrote a letter to us when COVID comes up, people start working from home, that Newton discovered the gravity, the formula of the gravity during the pandemic. And people, this is another one. We may find something new. By that time, I was not sure what was something new. And I noticed, and during the time I found that LLM is quite different thing. And we focus on the LLM. I was leading effort of the LLM factuality, which means how to make LLM generating information that is factual. And we use Google search results to validate that. And I also lead the effort of the retrieval learning, because if you want to retrieve Google results, it is a RAG in LLM. The work was used by BART. By the time it's called BART, and now it's called Gemini. BART fact check. And I think this is the biggest difference between BART and ChatGPT, because we use Google search results to validate the factuality of the generative information. And after that, I left Google and started Crynux. On our team, we also have researchers that working on fair learning. Here is the first author of the fair learning paper, and also the most cited researcher in this area. We have a blockchain engineer who has been working on ZK and MPC since 2017, and he built the first AI blockchain framework in 2019. We have other engineers, and we recently onboard a marketing person who is the MBA from Dartmouth, also the former financial journalist. That's it.
When you decided to combine IE and crypto, why you decided to use token, for example? Why you decided to build on Dymension mainly?
First, let me tell you why we decided to build this on Web3 or use blockchain. So there are lots of AI crypto projects. So from my perspective, but by the way, I was start doing something with Bitcoin since 2011 back to my university. The reason I was not in the industry of Web3 is I didn't realize what's the value or real value that Web3 or Bitcoin can bring to the real world. So like in 2017, everyone just do some ICO with a simple line of code and someone get rich. I just don't get buying this kind of value. And in 2020, I think I understand why DeFi works. Because DeFi is building on top of the ecosystem of the Web3 financial system. It definitely works, because if people put money into Web3, people should have some DeFi stuff. And now the reason I do the AI on Web3 is first, I think that for decentralized AI, for example LLM, they train a model with tons of data and tons of computing power. But if you look at Wiki, they are starting a new scene of fundraising by accepting donation. This is totally wrong, right? Google and OpenAI makes tons of money from Wikipedia data, but Wiki doesn't receive a single penny from them. Of course, Wiki doesn't want to receive them, but this should be protected by a mechanism. And what can protect in a mechanism? That is blockchain. This is why in the beginning of this talk, I was saying there is no trust between data provider and train task, and train task can come power. So we need to have some way that make democratic AI and making everyone benefit from AI. And this should not be controlled by a single company. And so on the AI side, AI is a problem by itself, and blockchain is another problem. What can blockchain do is building this trusted protocol, building this trusted environment that make people who do not know each other, but can still negotiate and coordinate on the same task. This is what blockchain can do. So I think there's a natural fit from blockchain and AI. Now, why do I start Crynux? This is another problem, because there are lots of AI crypto projects. So I think there are three questions we need to answer for a good project. First, why it is AI Web3, not AI Web2? Second, why do you need a blockchain? Third, why do you need crypto? So I would say very few projects can answer all these three questions. There are either AI project with some crypto or token concept, or blockchain project with some AI concept. But Crynux is trying to make it as an AI native and crypto native project that can solve the problem of AI and solve the problem of the blockchain. So this is what we are trying to do here. And the next question is, so why do we build on Dymension? We started in late last year, and we are doing a reverse. Main projects have fundraising first, and then demo, and then testnet, and then mainnet. We are doing we have testnet first, and then we will start looking for the fundraising and then mainnet. I think early this year, in January, we have the testnet ready. And by the time we start to looking for the investors and fundraising, and we found an angel investor who is the investor of the Dymension and Stability AI, and then us. They introduced us to Dymension. We're also trying to find other L1 layers. So unfortunately, I don't think this very smooth with other L1 layers because I don't think so it's more like if they are more like looking for people who have well-funded and then they can support that. But for Dymension, I talked to Eli and I talked to Dymension team, and they are very technical person. Most of the time we are talking about discuss of the technology, and so in technology wise, they find that okay, for this project, because many projects claim they are permissionless, and when we talk about technology details, they realize that we are really truly permissionless. They buying our value, and they give us lots of support, like giving us infra to support our smart contract and helping us to promote our project to their community. So this is support that we receive from them, and this is why we decide to work on the Dymension. And also for the Dymension technology part, I think it also makes sense that the first version of the L1 is like blockchain or Ethereum. And second is a speed up solution like Solana or something like that. Third generation will be something like most projects can release their own token and release their own chain on top of that. That is a modular concept. This is what Dymension is building. So I think it totally makes sense to us. This is a major reason that we work with Dymension. And one feature of the project, our project is the more technology you know, the more you buy in with our project. I found this again, like Dymension and some other PhDs from Berkeley, MIT, and many other universities. So, but if you are less knowledgeable of the technology, you will try to find what are your narrative. And we also get some question from investors like, what is your difference with IONET, with this and that? And they're trying to find some difference on the narrative. So they may less buying on our project compared with those who know technology here.
If you're talking about money, how much funding have you raised for your project?
So currently we have less than 1 million, around 700K to 800K. For first round, we are going to raise second round with more money, and we are getting some attention from the community right now. So I think it's pretty plausible.
What is the timeline for the release of mainnet? Do you have testnet right now?
So we have a testnet running, and you can check it out on our website and document, also our Discord group. There are quite a few people start mining. We have around 300 nodes running at the same time for mining. And the earliest member is someone who found us on Twitter in January. And I think he may earn quite a lot of tokens by the time. So this is, I think the earlier you start, you may get more token because our token emission is in a decay schedule. So this is the testnet.
Pause here. And do you already have tokenomics or not?
For tokenomics, so we don't have finalized everything yet, and we will suggest not to finalize or say this in public. So what I can say here is, it's in general, it's more like we have pre-mining that's for investors and also the early community members, and then we start the token emission, similar to what Bitcoin is doing. It's more like a POW solution. And but I know people love POS. We are thinking how do we combine POS to this mechanism.
Oh, can you repeat the last 30 seconds? Can you repeat again?
Okay, sure. For tokenomics, we are... So first, it's not finalized and nothing is ready yet. So I'm also not suggested to disclose details here. So general principle is we have pre-mining pool, which is pretty small. and that was for investors, early community members, and some for the team. And we have Tokenomics that was for later community members. It's more like a POW mechanism. I know people love POS, so we are thinking how to combine POS to our tokenomics.
If you're talking about testnet and Discord server, what steps do you take to keep users safe from scams?
So first, on the security side, we are working on a new solution to so the challenge here is, I think there are several things here. First, how to protect individual users who are mining for us. Our token is bind with your wallet. First, we have two things here. One thing is we will not suggest you to release your private key to anyone, and it's only stored on your machine. Second thing is we are building a new solution for enhanced security. That is hot wallet and cold wallet. So hot wallet will be used to receive tokens when you do mining and serving tasks. And cold wallet is something that you store on your device. That you put your real money or your real token into this cold wallet. This is on the individual user side. Also on the Discord, we have also suggest people to, for example, when we need you to bind your public key to our Discord command so that we can give you test tokens. And in that case, we will also detect if you are put the private key in mistake, and also hint users, try your best not to disclose your private key. This is one thing. But if you are buyer or holder of the token, the security part is mainly protected by the exchanges or the wallet that you are using. So that's not a responsibility or anything we can do on our side. Another thing here is the security of the network. So your token value is also, the security means you are either losing the token or losing the value of a token. So cyber attack is a very challenging thing that people need to prevent against this network. And I would say that very few people care about that. So for us, we might be the only decentralized AI platform that experiences cyber attack and claims we defend against cyber attack. So in June, there was someone who started 300 fake nodes trying to return fake result. And if they succeed, first, they will get lots of token for sure by free, and because they are basically using some CPU to generate fake result. Second thing is when on this node, like everyone here, they realize people can steal token in this way, they will feel their value of token is diluted by this kind of person, and they will just run away because they will do the same thing because this is much easier to earn token. The network become useless. So, and third thing is even if there are only 1% of task has fake result, the model training will never converge. The network will still be useless. So what we did here is we did nothing. We just look at people trying for 2 days, and they just run away because they cannot steal any tokens. Why? Because we have the consensus protocol that prevents this happening. Our consensus protocol can protect honest nodes that if you do the honest computation, your token will not be forfeited, or other fake result or malicious node will not steal token from us. This is how we protect our community and network.
Can you tell me about your strategy? How are you going to generate revenue?
Here is what we are doing. So protocol will, so when you schedule a task, you will have some token as a task fee. The protocol will take some task fee like commission and put it into the treasury. This is how the protocol makes money. And as DevLab, it's a different strategy. When we serve our clients, we may charge in like a way that we are providing the service, and you pay me some money, and we convert part of money into our token so that we can schedule our jobs to the task fee, and also take as something as DevLab revenue. I think community members will care more about what are the revenue for the protocol.
Do you have stat page, and when are you going to make stat page for your project?
Okay, by start page, if I understand correctly, it is the first page that new members want to read. Is that right?
Users, yeah, very important for me. For example, how many people use your service, like real users, how much money you generate per day. For example, Akash has CloudMOS, when you can check everything, what you would like to know about Akash. And for me, it's very important when I would like to discover the project, I would like to check, is this project has like something similar?
So first, we have a website for all the live nodes and how much token they earned. Also, what are the GPU types that they claim they are, and also number of transactions that we are doing. So this is more like a blockchain browser for our project. And for what you care about, like how many users, how much revenue we are generating, we don't have this right yet. And when we have this one, we can probably do analysis on our blockchain explorer and get this kind of number.
Approximately when?
This year basically means next quarter, right? Because this year has only one quarter left. So our planning is do this with our marketing campaign. And we are also redesigning our website. So we may come up with that.
Let's talk about token. What is the role of your token in the ecosystem? Can you repeat again if you already answered, but more deeply?
So token is used as a task fee user or clients to schedule their jobs to network. So they need to pay tokens, and this token will be distributed to our miners for completing their task. In addition, we will probably have very likely have a token emission based on miners' online time and their number of tasks executed. So this is how token is used. And in the future, when we introduce POS, they may have some other usage.
And the last question, what project in the Cosmos or Ethereum space do you find most interesting? Your top pick.
Celestial can be something that's important to us because they provide a data layer. And for the data layer here, I would say that this is the last missing point for our really decentralized protocol, because we still need some data storage to do this kind of thing. If we can make this also run in decentralized way, even if the team disappears, the whole project still works, just like Bitcoin. Our goal is to make Bitcoin of AI. So all this design and strategy follows their principle.
What else? Celestia, okay, I like it, but maybe other project.
I'm not too familiar with other projects.
I really glad that you came. I wish you success. I think you're the right guy who can do it. And thank you for coming. Have a nice day.
You too.